Panmark Impex Private Limited, Singapore incorporated in 1991, is a general trader for various world-renowned brands. And our primarily focus till date still remains in food products and consumer electrical appliances. We are a service provider for general wholesale trade, including general importers and exporters, specializing in international trade with a niche within the regions of Asia. With years of experience in distributing goods, we have built a reputed and long-lasting relationship with suppliers worldwide. Our practice areas: consumer products, FMCGs, edible products, marketing and communications, transportation and logistics, sourcing and packaging, warehousing, importing, exporting, general trading, agricultural consulting, together with numerous purchasing firms in Bangladesh and other emerging countries in Asia. We physically trade consumer electrical appliances, textile, packaged foods and beverages, soft commodities, industrial vehicles and machineries.
পুরো একা হয়ে গেলে বাবা, নিজের দিকে খেয়াল রেখো।
তুমি নিজের দিকে খেয়াল রেখো, মেয়েটাও বিদেশ চলে গেল, একা হয়ে গেলে একদম।
আঙ্কেল নিজের দিকে খেয়াল রাখবেন। হ্যালো, ইউনিভার্সাল কার্ডিয়াক হসপিটাল, এক্ষুনি অ্যাম্বুলেন্স পৌঁছে যাচ্ছে।
থাকুন নির্ভয়, আছে বিশ্বমানের চিকিৎসা সেবা। ইউনিভার্সাল কার্ডিয়াক হসপিটাল।
কাঁদছিস কেন পাগলি? আমি তো ভালো হয়ে গেছি।
কাঁদবো না, তুমি একা একটা মানুষ।
একা কোথায়? ইউনিভার্সাল কার্ডিয়াক হাসপাতাল আছে আমার পাশে, আমার বিপদের বন্ধু, হৃদয়ের বন্ধু।
ইউনিভার্সাল কার্ডিয়াক হসপিটাল, আপনার হৃদয়ের আরো কাছে।
Zinger is a form of cold-applied galvanizing. Its unique formula provides environmentally safe cathodic protection of steel comparable with hot-dip galvanizing. It contains 98% zinc in the dry film. It's easy to apply by brush, roller and spray. Zinger is not classed as paint. It has one component, only contains 4% binder and has an unlimited shelf and pot life. It can be applied on site and used to recharge existing galvanizing with minimum surface preparation. It can be applied at -10°C onto cold and damp substrate. The only requirement is a grip-blasted surface for old and new metalwork, a cleanliness of SA 2.5, a roughness of 12.5 to 15 microns, 100ml spray cans, 1, 2, 5, 10 and 25 kilogram tins. One coat of Zinger at 20°C will be touch dry in 10 minutes, dry to handle in 30 minutes and overcoatable in 1 hour.
on the websites, streaming video, broadcasting, and other advertising mediums that have intentions to reach a wider audience. Social media websites like Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube also have become a good platform to share. We have a team of director, technicians for light, camera and sound specialists, copywriters for script, and 3D animations. For scheduling a meeting, contact us.
Singapore, a tiny island nation of red and white flag, situated only 1,793 miles from Bangladesh. Having gained its independence in 1965, led by its founding father, the late Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore rose rapidly to be a modern, vibrant, cosmopolitan, multiracial international trade and business hub. Once known as the Asian emerging tiger in 1970s and 1980s, Singapore has claimed the top spot as the icon of economic success and development, often referred as the role model by the rest of the world for its efficient and clean system of government with world-class airport, seaport and financial, business and communication infrastructures. Bangladesh, a country of red and green flag, our beloved motherland, gained its independence in 1971 through a bloody armed freedom fight and the valiant sacrifices of 3 million brave martyrs. A country with shattered economy and destruction and devastation of war had to start from the scratch. Although it did not have the good fortune of a stable political system for a long time, causing its economy to be almost stagnant, yet the resilience of the Bangladeshis overcame all the obstacles and all the odds. The dry spell is over. Now the time for Bangladesh has come, the time for sustained economic growth. All the economic indices testify the continued high GDP growth. Some even refer it as nothing but a miracle under the current geopolitical situation around the world. Thanks to the business-friendly government under the able leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Although demographically Singapore and Bangladesh are not very far apart, yet till today there are no notable business ties between the two countries at the government levels. The most visible being the manpower sector since 1980s, where at any point well over 100,000 Bangladeshis are deployed in various industries, playing important roles in the building of Singapore economy and its infrastructure. Time could not be more appropriate to take the initiative to take the trade and business relationship of these two countries to a national level. As a matter of fact, 7 years ago, few Bangladeshi-born Singaporeans envisaged these opportunities and took the steps to form Bangladesh Business Chamber of Singapore, BDCham. One marine engineer turned entrepreneur named Mirza Ghulam Sabur spearheaded the initiative to help found BDCham to start the long journey which culminated in July 2017. Since 2011, Mr. Sabur relentlessly pursued the idea of a business mission to Bangladesh. He met the officials of IE Singapore and Singapore Business Federation SBF numerous times to push forward the idea of a business mission. Bangladesh High Commission in Singapore was beside and behind Mr. Sabur with full support. In 2013, there was a seminar held at SBF organized by Bangladesh High Commission in Singapore, IE Singapore and SBF. Mr. Sabur, along with others, was a speaker in that seminar to highlight the most profitable sectors of Bangladesh and continued his persuasions with IE Singapore and SBF. In 2015, Mr. Sabur was elected President of BDCham. Since then, the main agenda of his presidency was a business mission to Bangladesh. The opportunity knocked at his door in November 2016 when officials from SBF met Mr. Sabur and proposed for the business mission he was dreaming for the last 7 years. A roadmap was drawn up. A business seminar was held in March 2017 where Honorable Commerce Minister of Bangladesh, Tofail Ahmed MP, delivered a keynote speech. An MOU was signed between SBF and BD Cham. Thus, the official process of a business mission commenced. In order to ensure a smooth and successful business mission, Mr. Sabur led an advance team with Mr. Khurshid Alam Chowdhury, Mr. Nashirul Islam Moni, and Mr. Babul Akhtar from BD Cham and Mr. Cody Lee from SBF to Bangladesh in May 2017. They did all the groundwork in Dhaka and Chittagong by meeting the high government and various chambers officials. The response was very satisfactory. Then on the 8th July 2017, the delegates left Singapore for Dhaka, headed by Mr. S.S. Teo as the mission leader and Dr. Devendran and Mr. Mirza Ghulam Sabur as the deputy mission leaders. On 10th July 2017, a morning briefing session was held at Pan Pacific Shonagan Hotel with Bangladesh Investment Development Authority (BIDA) and the Singapore delegates. Presentation was given on investing and doing business in Bangladesh by Bangladesh Investment Development Authority (BIDA). BIDA chairman Mr. Qazi A. Aminul Islam clarified the queries of the delegates. Further presentation was made on economic overview and sectorial opportunities in Bangladesh by Standard Chartered Bank, Bangladesh, followed by presentation on legal and tax considerations for Singapore investors in Bangladesh by Ekna Bean, chartered accountants and independent member of Baker Tilly International. The session ended with experience sharing session by Singapore companies based in Dhaka. Dr. Devendran, the deputy mission leader, moderated the experience sharing session. In the afternoon, at the ballroom of Pan Pacific Shonagan Hotel, Dhaka, a business forum was held where Dhaka-based elite businessmen and members of FBCCI were present. In his welcome speech, the mission leader, Mr. S.S. Teo, highlighted the objectives of the mission and expressed his satisfaction with the current business environment of Bangladesh.
In 2016, Bangladesh was Singapore's 28th largest trading partners for total trade amounting to 228 billion Bangladesh taka. This represents a significant increase of 11.5% from 2015. Cumulatively, Singapore foreign direct investment in Bangladesh amount to 16.3 billion taka in 2015. The Sembcorp power plant project in Bangladesh constitutes one of the largest infrastructure investments from Singapore. The other existing investors are mostly in water refinery, transport and logistics, general trading, textile, and government businesses. We still have a significant gap between the current level of business engagement as compared to the full potential Bangladesh has to offer. Many of us who are familiar with Bangladesh are aware and impressed that the country has good political stability and economic growth, registering 6 to 7% GDP growth over the last few years. The country is also embarking on large infrastructure development projects, most notably in the power and special economic zones development sector. The consumer market has always offered numerous opportunities to foreign business.
The keynote speaker, the Honorable Minister of Industries, Alhaj Amir Hussain Amu MP, assured full support of his government to the Singapore companies for all kinds of investments.
Bangladesh and Singapore share a similar international outlook on many issues of mutual interest and enjoy outstanding working relations in various international clubs, including the United Nations. The economic, investment, trade and diplomatic relations have been strengthened by many agreements, including agreement for the promotion and protection of investments and agreement on avoidance of double taxation and memorandum of understanding between two countries. Distinguished guests, bilateral trade between Bangladesh and Singapore is characterized by a heavily favorable trade balance tied to Singapore. The trend of bilateral trade shows steady growth during the last decades and sharp rise has been observed in the bilateral trade volume during the recent past fiscal year. We are aware that Singapore is a leading investor in Bangladesh with net investment stock. We are getting extensive support and cooperation from Singapore in our defense, education and training, tourism, power and energy sector, especially for the promotion of skilled human resource in the tourism sector of Bangladesh. The flow of investment from Singapore is increasing over the years. It has been also reported that employment opportunities for 25,387 persons have been created by the FDI and joint venture investments from Singapore. Singapore is a favorite destination for many Bangladeshi workers, mainly for better working conditions. Therefore, Singapore is also a major source of remittance for Bangladesh with an increasing trend. Dear participants, Bangladesh is a miracle of development. We have recently achieved the lower middle income country status by the ranking of the World Bank for our improved economic performance over the past decade, despite global financial crisis by maintaining 6% plus GDP growth.
Mr. Mirza Ghulam Sabur, in his thank you speech, expressed his gratitude to SBF, IE Singapore and Singapore Ministry of Trade and Industries MITA for undertaking the business mission to Bangladesh. He also thanked FBCCI, BIDA, various ministries, namely Ministry of Commerce and Power and Energy, with the hope that the mission will pave the way to a stronger trade and business ties between Singapore and Bangladesh.
I'm entrusted to thank all these organizers, the people who have been working very hard behind this mission for the last 8 months. A lot of people to thank. To start with, I would like to thank the Almighty Allah, Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, that they have kept us safe and sound and brought us here. And we can't thank Him enough at every breath I take. And I'd like to thank the father of the nation, the great leader, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. He has given us a country where we all aspire to become whatever we want. We see now large business houses, multi-billion-dollar business conglomerates are owned by Bangladeshis, which before the liberation we could never even think of. And I thank in particular Mr. SSTO, the current chairman of Singapore Business Federation, and Mr. Devendran and his team of very extremely hardworking people like Rene, Cody Lee, Mark, Stella, Claire. They all have been wonderful. They've been working very hard. And then, of course, my fellow members of Bangladesh Business Chamber in Singapore. They have been working very hard, very supportive. I thank them. And I also thank BIDA, Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of Trade and Industries, all the officials. They have been very supportive and they have promised to continue to support us in our future endeavors. I'd like to also thank the Ministry of Trade and Industry of Singapore, before MTI, the representatives have come here. Then International Enterprise of Singapore, we call it IE Singapore. They are basically the true counterpart of BIDA of Bangladesh. So they have been also instrumental to bring about this business mission to Bangladesh. There are only 4 or 5 flights to Singapore in a week, and now we have 4 to 5 flights in a day. It only shows that how fast the trade and business relationship between these two countries are growing.
The session ended with signing MOU between SBF and BIDA, SBF and FBCCI, and FBCCI and BDChem. All parties expressing their commitments to work together for mutual interests to develop stronger trade and business ties between the two countries. At the end of the forum, a business matching session with Bangladeshi companies continued until 9 p.m.
We are the second largest R&D export in the world. Our R&D worth $50 billion by 2021. The R&D sector has much room to expansion in upmarket of designer levels and exclusive textile materials. I would like to highlight a scope of investment in the area of key sector, which is included pharmaceutical, shipbuilding, ceramic, diversified leather and jute goods, light engineering, education, skill development, healthcare, energy and power, tourism, as well as blue economy in Bangladesh. Our government has also planned to set up 100 economic zones during next 15 years, of which 20 already work in progress. India, China have already invested in economic zone. The investor of Singapore may explore their opportunity to invest in our special economic zone.
At the moment, the largest Singaporean project that we have in Bangladesh is of $500 million, and that's in power sector. But as you know, Singapore is a developed country. We strengthen so many different areas in which we have need, as well as we have the competence to engage and tie up. So that's the focus of this visit, I believe, that we'll be exploring new opportunities for both Bangladesh and Singapore. Our Honorable Prime Minister has set a target for this country to be a middle income country by 2021 and a high income country by 2041. For that we need massive investment, and Singapore can provide. And Singapore's strength and potential, just to give you an example, out of $33 billion of investment in India in 2016, 15 billion came from Singapore. It's a small country in size, but a big country in terms of strength and potential in so many different areas. And all that strength can be brought to bear on the developmental processes that we'll be having in the near future.
It was a very good event, I feel, and since long time we are waiting for this sort of seminar with Singapore. As we know, Singapore is a business-oriented country, a small country, little number of people, but what sort of development they are doing, what sort of infrastructure they have got, what sort of healthcare they are giving to the people of the world, not only to the Bangladesh, to the world. So this is a model country to the whole world. And to Bangladesh, yes, Singapore is a dream country. Especially to me, I am very much fond of their healthcare industry. As I am involved with healthcare industry in Bangladesh, you know, I am the chairman of Universal Medical College Hospital. I have seen that this event has organized 4 sectoral events. In fact, healthcare was not included in there, but no problem. the 4 sectors involved in here, including here, those sectors are also important for our country. My opinion is that we want to learn from Singapore. We want to take their technologies from Singapore, and their little bit performance, even if we can share it, we can take that input in our country. So our country, our people will be helpful, and that will be beneficial for our country. This hospital was established in 1997, so it's really around 20 years old, but we have taken its management and ownership in 2004. Then it was a small hospital, but it was a good hospital. Now it is within these 12 years, after taking over the ownership through our company, through our board, then it became a 250-bedded hospital, and we have got now medical college, 50 students per batch per year. Finally, we have started our cardiac hospital 2 years back. So it's a wonderful cardiac hospital. We want a good technology, high-level technology from a country like Singapore, and I want to tie up with a Singaporean good hospital and shadow management. And you know, Universal Medical College Hospital in Bangladesh now one of the fastest growing hospital, and it's giving around 1 lakh patients service per year approximately now, and you know, this is 170 million people in our country, so lots of scope in Bangladesh. So I'm inviting Singapore, our Bangladesh community, or even Singapore hospital to come up here and join hands together, and it will be a very good initiative.
On 12 July, the mission left Dhaka for Chittagong, the main port city of Bangladesh. At Chittagong, the delegates were warmly received by the members of Chittagong Chamber of Commerce and Industries. In the evening, a sumptuous dinner was hosted in honor of the delegates by Mr. Khurshid Alam Chaudhry. On 13 July, from morning till afternoon, a conference-style roundtable seminar was held at Chittagong Chamber's office at the World Trade Center. Mr. Sabur, in his opening speech, highlighted the importance of Chittagong port and city from the foreign investment point of view. President of Chittagong Chamber, Mr. Mahbubul Alam, introduced the members and business elites of Chittagong. An MOU was signed between Chittagong Chamber and BD Cham. The 7-day business mission came to an end with the departure from Chittagong. We believe that this business mission will have reduced the negative perceptions about Bangladesh to a great extent. Hopefully, Bangladesh will be the next destination for investments by the Singaporean businessmen. Now, we look forward to the continued growth of trade and business relation between Singapore and Bangladesh, reaching a greater height. The business mission of July 2017 shall be remembered as a major milestone, being the first ever to Bangladesh since its independence. We thank the leaders of the mission and all the delegates who made the mission successful. Our sincere gratitude remains with those sponsoring companies without whose generous support the docu DVD would not have been possible.